Hi, Tyler Interfidelity here at the CanJam SoCal 2018. I'm in the Smyth research room with Stephen Smyth. Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
And boy, oh boy, that was one heck of a demo. What can you tell us about your little box and how you do it and what's going on with it?
Well, basically we're trying to reproduce speakers over headphones. It's as simple as that. And of course, to do that accurately, in this demonstration we personalize the real speakers. And those filters that are calculated in that process, the process where you have the sweeps and the zip, 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 that data is put into the realizer, and then we redirect the audio through those filters and present that audio to the headphone.
Right.
And of course, if you measure the transfer function correctly, then when you put on the headphones, it sounds like actually you're listening to the speakers.
Yeah.
And
first of all, let me acknowledge what he just said and say that this was the most convincing out-of-head experience I've had on headphones. So this thing is just it does work astonishingly well. So well done on that.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah. And you know, if you think of the physics of it, it's a personalized system. It's measuring very accurately how the sound propagates from the speaker to your ear. We put microphones in your ear to measure that. And the physics would say that it should indeed be identical. And it is identical. And, and that
very
proves,
close.
Well, it is very close. Yes, there are things that we can't anticipate, but it's extremely good. Yeah. And it shows you the promise of 3D over headphones.
That shows you the promise. That's very, very true. And so this Realizer A16, is this available now? Can it be purchased yet?
It isn't available right this minute, but we're hoping in the next 4 to 6 weeks that it will be launched. And we did a Kickstarter about 2 years ago, and those Kickstarter people will be their products will be delivered first. Right.
And so to use this at home, do you have to have a system like we see in this room here to calibrate it, or how does that happen?
You could, of course, take speakers in your home. You could even just take a single speaker in your home, and make a composite measurement, just simply moving the speaker around your room and repeating the measurement. You could, in fact, build yourself this setup here with 1 or 2 speakers. But in reality, that's not going to happen very often. So we have the facility to personalize. We also have a new website called the Realizer Exchange, and the purpose of that website is to allow people to share their measurements, but also to download generic measurements which maybe are of studios, higher quality rooms. Right. So this is sort of to really accommodate the fact that personalization, while a nice feature, is not always practical. Yeah. And so the new Realizer Exchange will allow people then to really put in experiment with other rooms. That's really what it'll be like.
Well, I'm going to show people this room, and you can get up off your old knees, because I couldn't sit there like that. So in this room, they have a, what is 6.1 point?
No.
What is
9.1.6.
9.1.6.
16 speakers.
So you can see this room has speakers mounted all around in 360 degrees ish, and
so six top speakers.
6 up.
Top, what Dolby and Atmos call top speakers, so 6 top speakers. And the main difference between 7.1 and 9.1 is the 2 wides here at 60 degrees, plus or minus 60. So this is a more frontal focused setup than the normal 7.1.
And so what they do is that they put these microphones in your ears, these little tiny microphones that are on the end of this guy, and they put them in your ears. And then you sit in the chair in the calibrated position when the chair is in the middle, and then they play these tones. Can you play the tones? So this is what it sounds like from the chair.
We can stop it.
Yeah.
Just start it.
I don't know. Let's speak to start.
Look center.
So you look center, and then you hear. And so that sound, that sweep tone, shows up on all the speakers, and as you sit in the chair, and then it measures it. And so you're literally making, it's not like you're convolving or doing some sort of calculation on the HRTF. You literally have the HRTF for me from that speaker up there and that speaker over there. And
including everything about the room reverberation.
yeah.
Everything to do with reflections, all the way down to the last reverberant.
And then you do in the chair again, you put the headphones on, and then they calibrate the headphones. So the system, by the time you're done, it's done done more math than you and I and any 10 people we know have done in their entire lives. And you come up with a result.
Yeah.
Which is, astonishingly realistic. For the first time ever, I had frontal localization that's low because this speaker here is low in front of the TV. And when you heard sounds in front, you could hear it was lower than the image. And I've never heard frontal localization that's too low.
And we don't like where that center speaker is. It's
Yeah.
too low.
Yeah.
But we leave it there because for exactly that reason.
Yeah.
No one has ever heard central sounds coming that low.
Yeah.
Central sound always comes up here.
Always comes too high. When you sweep your head across the sound, the center channel usually goes up and comes back down, as you sweep past it. So really quite astonishing stuff. In a way, it's cheating because you're using real ears and real thing, and your thing here, you're not calculating it, you're not making any wild ass guesses. But the beauty of it is you're doing what Mother Nature is actually doing. You're just writing down the numbers of what's actually there.
But isn't it also true to say, if we personalize with you, can we do any better than that? We cannot.
No.
That's the reference. We're
Yeah.
simply letting you hear the reference.
Yeah.
How many people have heard the reference?
Right.
Very, very few. What you have heard perhaps is a bit of Dolby Headphone or a bit of so-and-so, and they're not the reference. They're just some lower level attempt at
Right.
doing the reference. So if you think about it, if you're going to develop a system, what would you like to start with? You'd like to start with a reference.
Right.
Because then you know what
Right.
you're working towards.
Right.
And that's what this is about.
Stephen's exactly right here. Until this very moment, until a few minutes ago, I wondered, how good can they really get this out-ahead localization? And the answer is really, really good if you can get it
Correct.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the point. So we're not saying that this is the be-all and end-all of 3D. It isn't. Because, of course, the issue is you want to be able to get this to the masses.
Yeah.
And this type of personalization here is not going to happen
Yeah, it's not
to
easy.
billions of people easily.
No.
But the point is that this is the reference. So, could you do this calculation using a 3D scanner of your ear? Possibly.
Right. Possibly. Right.
Could you do it a 3D scanner of the room plus a scan of your ear?
Right.
Possibly. It's a different type of calculation.
Right.
But the point is that this tells you what you can achieve
Right.
if you could implement it in
Right.
a way. And I'm certain in the next 15, 20 years, that is exactly what will happen.
Yep.
You will be analysed, and there will be a file, not unlike the one we're using right now, and you'll be able to create that for any room you want.
Is it a SOFA file, by the way? Is it a SOFA compatible file?
It's not SOFA compatible. We actually do the reverse. We can take SOFA files and put it into our...
Can you?
The SOFA file is an interesting file format, but it's,
Yeah.
yes. But we don't do the reverse. And the reason is because we're wanting to try and commercialize the generic measurements to encourage studios
Yeah.
to start creating files for our system.
Right.
Because really what makes our system work really well is if you go to some studio in Germany or some studio in LA and download their measurement and put it in.
Yeah.
And then you've got yourself into a completely different room.
Yeah.
And we have also methods for personalizing even those generic rooms. Not to the 100% that you're getting here, but we can certainly improve them.
In the long run, this is going to be there's going to be so much demand for this accurate out-of-head localization for blind people, rescue people who are looking for little artificial beacons and all sorts of stuff. There's going to be a lot of demand for this to be accurate. And my take on it is it's very likely, just like you have opticians and you have a special room and they have glasses and da-da-da, that maybe even opticians do it, where you walk into one of their rooms in their facility and they have something like this, pops out, you get a little SD card with a SOFA file on it or whatever it happens to be, and could synthesize it. And it would be well worth the effort, because you're actually, if you started doing it now, you could beat technology by 15 years.
Good. Well, that's right, and that is true. It is just what will it look like, and what accuracy you need to.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe a 3D scanner of your ear could get you 70-80% of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it might.
The thing is I think it's funny how much Mother Nature demands before it goes, oh yeah, that's real.
Well,
so it's very tricky to actually get it really real.
And the reason for that is simple. You live in your head.
All
you
the
hear
time.
through your ears all the time.
Yeah.
You have the reference all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why 3D is so difficult.
Yeah.
Because if you present anything different
Yeah.
than what your brain is used to, it rejects it.
Right. What are they? The suspension of disbelief is gone. There's this moment when enough information is there where then you just start believing.
Well, you turn out the lights, get rid of the visual conflict. Try to occlude get yourself in an anechoic chamber where there's no other external sounds.
Right.
Start doing this. Yes, reduce your senses.
Yeah.
And as you say, you will finally switch over to accepting what's effectively
Yeah.
an alien sound.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that does work. I mean, we know that. If you have a problem with your 3D headphones, just turn the lights out and watch your movie in darkness.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
It's better. Yeah. Sure. Well, thank you, Stephen. It's a really impressive demo. Thank you very much. It's a very, very, very impressive demo.
Thank you.
This is the highlight of the show, so I won't see you at another booth. That's the end of it. These guys blew my mind. A couple of Scotsmen? Irish? Irish. A couple of Irishmen. That's what listening to mandolins in a bar will do for you. All right, I'll see you guys. And see you guys next time.